both of us were diagnosed with exercise-induced asthma. I used to because I was allergic to exercise, right? But now I can exert and I don't have any of that spongy, wheezy, coughy, feeling like I have to clear my throat all the time, which I now, I didn't always recognize as asthma symptoms, but now I realize they probably were.
Right.
And then after exercise, I always had that like spongy feeling in my chest, that crackly, wheezy sound.
Oh, the recovery now is, just easy.
Yeah, that reactive airway, like cold air, used to make or a cold drink would make my lungs spasm. I don't get any of that anymore.
Yeah, that's good being in Utah.
Yeah, because I like to ski, so it is.
Yeah, that's going to be a lot more pleasant. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting to me how many people we've seen with asthma that their asthma no longer exists after jaw surgery.
Yeah, it's really, it's really something though, because it's supposed to work that way. I mean, we've learned it. But to have it actually experience it and have it happen to you is
amazing.
Really, and it's just really justifies what I'm doing.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good word for it because you're the mother, the wife of this family, right? Yeah. And you've had pretty much the entire household go through this airway journey, and that's a very brave thing to do. I always admire people like you, patients like you that spearhead this for the family because it is not mainstream.
Right.
To this day, despite this podcast, despite everything all of us have been doing for outreach, most providers, most people will look at you and try to talk you out of this.
Right.
And if they say, oh, you did it, your husband did it, your son did it, they might think you're crazy.
Maybe she has Munchausen.
Right. So
you do get some looks and some judgment.
Yeah, it's real. So when you say justified, I think that's the right word for it. And I think that all the naysayers or everything they say is not going to age very well at all because I think this stuff is coming to light.
Right. And that was definitely part of the difficulty starting this when going to my primary care in Port Angeles and trying to get this started. And they're like, well, why do you think that you need that?
Yeah.
I'm like, well, because my mom was giving me some information that I've been reading up on. They're like, what does your mom do? I'm like, she's a myofunctional therapist. And they're like, oh, they just did not take it seriously at all. It's like, okay, so I'm going to kind of have to make this happen. They're not,
despite that.
Yeah, they did not want to do the sleep study. It was just a huge process to get them to actually take it seriously and do the sleep study and do the blood tests and do all this different stuff. And
I like that you're on that note right now. So you saw both your parents go through this. At what point did you think, okay, I want this?
Well, and so it was an interesting process too, because I saw how it affected my dad. And it was like we were talking about earlier, he's mid 50s now and he looks younger now than he did in his 40s. It's clearly impacted his life so much. And for me, I didn't really understand the gravity of how serious the dysfunction was for me because it's been like that my whole life. I've never known anything different. But seeing how positively it affected his life, and then with my mom getting into myofunctional therapy and she's telling me about all this stuff and I'm reading up on it, doing my own research because I'm not just going to be like, okay, my mom said I'm going to do it. I'm going to go get double jaw surgery.
Right.
That's kind of a big step for me.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That was a big step for me because I'd had my wisdom teeth removed but never had any real surgery.
For sure.
So that was a big thing for me to do. But reading a lot of other people's experiences with doing this as an airway focused thing and not just as a cosmetic thing. Right. And part of my hesitation at first too was going to see if I could get pre-approved with my employer's insurance. And they said that it was a cosmetic event. And so I had to jump through tons of hoops to get approved. So this isn't worth it. And we ended up dropping that and going with my dad's insurance because they were treating it as a medical thing. And it's a totally different